Just what does it mean for this team to get back to the final?
Yeah, it means everything. We were kind of playing for this all year to get back in that game. It was the worst day of all of our lives last year, losing that final game last year, and to finally get back to that game, I'm super happy.
Tied after one, tied after two. What does it mean that this team was able to come through in the third period?
Yeah, we liked how we were playing the whole time. We just had to stay with it and stay resilient throughout the game. We took some penalties. Our kill did a great job. Elliot was, as he's been, awesome in that. And we played hard. We blocked shots. We bared down. We got pucks out, and we got the game. So yeah.
On your signature shift there, have you ever played a longer shift without a stick before? I don't remember.
No, probably not. That's one thing I take pride in, blocking shots and fronting pucks, so I thought we did a good job. All the boys did a good job not letting them in the middle of that shift, and, got the puck out, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. No, you go. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I was just gonna say, like, what happened in the final last year? You got ejected from the game, and they say that fueled everybody. How did it fuel you, and what does it mean to be back there? Get to maybe play the whole game.
Yeah, I definitely owe our team one from last year, taking that 5 minute, and I'll be my best I can be on Sunday.
Don't forget my question.
This group, I mean, you've added new guys. A guy like Blake comes through tonight for you. How did you guys share how badly and how important it was for this group to get back to the final, to the new guys coming in?
Yeah, we got a group that's been here for a while. It's kind of the last dance for a lot of us, and those guys that are new come in and see that how bad we want it, and I think there's no other option but to want it as badly as we do. And seeing Nurmi score that big goal, Monty score that big goal. I think all 4 of our goals besides Cal's were our first of the tournament, and everybody stepped up, and that's just the team we have. We got guys that want to win so badly, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
It came back to me, so Easton scoring the empty netter, he had a ton of chances earlier and Brett looked frustrated. Do you feel that can help him maybe get the confidence going into the final? Or
yeah, that's not a guy you want to give too many chances, and him missing a couple chances early, he's definitely going to go back and see what he can do to put the puck in the back of the net, and he's so dangerous. Getting that empty netter probably boosts his confidence a little bit, and he's going to be flying on Sunday.
What kind of challenge do the Tigers present?
Yeah, they beat us last game, and you've seen it the whole time. After a loss, we come back hard no matter what. We're going to be hungry next game. We want to win that game so bad. Like I said, last year losing, there's nothing worse than that, and we get a chance of revenge here. There's 60 teams that get a chance at the Memorial Cup, and to be the final 2. To get that chance 2 years in a row, there's we'll be sure to be going.
Do you almost like that you got to play a game instead of having a long layoff going into the final?
Yeah, last year we came out a little flat. This year it doesn't really matter much. You can think of it both ways, but we're going to be ready to go no matter what. It's a Memorial Cup final, so we'll be going.
And you kept your calm, like with the penalty 5-1. You guys have gone through that, Oshawa and a bunch of series. Like, was that important to kind of not go fly off the handle there?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get frustrated and pretty easy to get on the refs, when the penalties are that lopsided, but we stayed with it. We stayed focused, that task at hand, and we came through, and, it was a pretty feel-good win, bearing down, killing that many penalties, and, playing those defensive shifts that we had.
Thanks, Landon.
Thank you.